Yeah, yeah, that one. That one's the constellation Libra.
You see the scales?
No, man. I don't see any scales. I don't know what you're talking about.
They're up there.
Hey, what about that big bright one over there? What constellation's that?
Dude, you're stupid. That's an airplane.
Man, I've never seen a plane that looks like that, and whatever it is, it's coming right at us.
Oh.
Future missions for the Titan III will include a variety of scientific and logistics satellites. Orbiting laboratories, services, military protection in space. Second phase of America's manned spaceflight program.
Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win.
So we really have no idea what crashed behind the bluffs that night in 1984, but whatever it was, there's very little evidence of it even taking place.
But also, there could still be chunks of dead alien up there. Who knows?
Maybe, like Groot or E.T.
Oh, exactly.
Okay, to wrap up, in 1984, a mysterious object crashed directly behind UCCS.
Leading theory is it was just an asteroid, or it was an alien spacecraft and the government covered it up. But it could be both. It could be both.
What do you guys think? Was it a government cover-up? Let us know in the chat.
All right, and that's all we have. Be sure to tune in next time to the UCCS Unsolved podcast on UCCS Radio.
In a rush?
Yeah, I gotta get to class, and do you think that guy was right? Like, just now in the chat?
What? About our podcast being a joke?
Yeah.
Trevor, if our podcast was a joke, we wouldn't have any listeners.
Yeah, but maybe we should take things more seriously, though. Tell a story that's more engaging, more real.
I mean, I guess that would work, but they'd have to be weird or something. We can't just have any old person on the podcast.
Yeah.
Ooh, hey, what about that weird guy who's taken, every single class at UCCS?
I still don't know how he hasn't gotten his degree yet. It's like, you've been here how many years? But maybe not the best unsolved story.
What about that astronomy professor?
Astronomy professor? How is that interesting?
Well, hear me out. There have been rumors that this guy is really weird,
Okay.
nut job weird. They say he even lives in his lab.
So, nerdy astronomy professor who never leaves his job. That sounds really boring.
Maybe, maybe not.
Maybe.
What? Trevor, this guy, he could be the real deal. He could be the gold mine of all cover-ups. He could be the story you're looking for. I mean, uncovering the truth behind this nut job could put UCCS Unsolved on the map.
Maybe. Or maybe. What was his name, the professor?
Professor Baker.
Baker. All right, cool. Professor Baker. All right, cool. All right, I'll look into it, see what I can find. All right, I'll see you later, Aaron. Thanks.
See ya. Damn gullible sophomore.
Nothing. 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 Okay. Okay. Alan Baker. Okay. Alan Baker. No picture. Of course there's no picture. Of course. Alan Baker, room. Wait. Alan Baker, room 302. Okay. Okay.
And that is why the image from the James Webb Telescope is so incredibly clear. The primary mirror is 6.5 meters in diameter compared to the Hubble, which is only 2.4. Don't forget to look over the specs of our new NASA telescope and prepare for the midterms coming up in 2 weeks. Have a great weekend.
Hi, Professor Baker. My name's Trevor. I'm with the UCCS Unsolved podcast. I was hoping I could ask you a few questions about your time here at UCCS.
I'm not interested.
Oh, it'll only take a few minutes. So, you've been teaching here since 1984, right?
If you have any questions, actual questions about astronomy, you can come into my office hours, which are Friday from 8
Okay, well, here's the thing. So, my friend and I, we just did that podcast episode about the 1984 crash behind the bluffs. And so, since you started working here that year, do you know anything about that?
That crash was 40 years ago.
Oh, you're just gonna walk away. Okay.
What's up? You have something new?
Yes. Well, not new technically, but okay, just listen. I think we should do a follow-up episode on that 1984 crash.
Ooh, part 2 on the asteroid crash we're not even sure happened. That's a real engaging idea right there.
Just listen. So I talked to the astronomy professor, you know, the one you told me about, and it turns out he's actually been working here since that thing crashed into the bluffs. So it did happen. But I was thinking, so what if he was actually on campus when it happened? If that were the case, he might know something. We could ask him a few questions, and if that goes anywhere.
Have you stopped to think for 1 minute that maybe this guy is just an astronomy teacher?
You were the one who told me about him.
Yeah, as a joke.
But no, there's more going on here. Like there's more here, more to him than he's letting on. I know it.
I mean, if that's what you think, by all means. Look, I'll stop by the public library. I'll see what I can find.
Oh my gosh. Okay, thank you. Then I will stop by his class. I will, wait around, see where he goes, and find out where his lab is.
So you're gonna stalk him?
It's not stalking if I leave him alone after I find where the lab is.
Still stalking. Whether or not you leave him alone, it's
Technically.
still stalk. Oh,
Technically. Oh, sorry.
look. I'm glad you think you might be onto something, but you need to be careful. You have no idea who this guy really is.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm always right.
All right, we'll see you later. Hi, Professor Baker. Look, just hear me out for 1 second.
You followed me to my lab?
Look, I know you know something about the crash, okay?
I think it would be smart of you to get out of here, all right?
No, please. I just have like 2 questions. That's it.
Fine. 2 questions, and that's it.
Okay. What in the DeLorean is that? You blowing up the school or something? Or is it for a class you teach or a school project?
Don't even think about touching that. You have no idea what the consequences would be.
Consequences? What is it? A space machine time capsule thing? Gonna launch me to a wormhole?
All right. You know, those were your 2 questions, so
No,
please go.
no. Those were not my 2 questions. Those were not my 2 questions. Seriously. September 22nd, 1984. What can you tell me about that day?
That was 40 years ago. What makes you think I know anything about that day?
Well, you got here 40 years ago, right? But you look 25, tops. So what can you tell me about that?
You know, I wouldn't go sticking my nose where it doesn't belong. I would appreciate it if you just let me be.
You're more than just an astronomy professor, aren't you?